Welcome aboard to the Heavy Metal Truckers, where we give our thoughts and perspectives on all things heavy, even if you don't like it. We are your hosts. So unfortunately, Frosty can't be with us for the beginning of this, but we're going to try and interlace it. He's still got some shit to deal with, but he should be back here next week. In today's video, we are checking out the latest release from Testament, Bellum. Take it away.
So, first question we always ask is, when did you hear about, in this case, Testament?
Yesterday.
That's a darn good question. I honestly don't remember. I've known about them for literally ever.
Because they've been around for almost literally ever.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, I'll be the first to admit I've never really been a big Testament fan.
He doesn't like Chuck.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. How'd you know? No, just
Because you
kidding.
mentioned
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So he has his reasons.
Yeah.
He doesn't hate the guy, yeah, anyway.
Often, not always, this isn't always the case, but often I'm not the biggest fan of his vocals. But the other issue is, it's thrash. And anybody who's been on this channel, has watched our videos, or has come up, I'm not a big thrash fan. I never have been. So I knew going to this album, the chances were I wasn't going to love it. Not because it was bad. It was just, personal
He's lying.
taste and stuff. Right. And we had listened to, two of the songs? Infanticide AI?
Infanticide AI,
Shadow People?
Yeah, Shadow People. Yes. I watched probably track listing.
Yeah. I remember I did not care for Infanticide AI. I didn't care for it in the album version either. It was just Shadow People, I liked it a little better. Still didn't necessarily love it, but it was more bearable. So going into this album, those are the only two I knew. So the first track came on and actually surprised me a little bit, because what was it called? For the Love of Pain. I actually really enjoyed that song.
Did you really?
I did, and I'm going to explain to you why.
Okay, because I was very curious as to what you would think on that.
When I was listening to it, honest to God, all I could think of is if Sauron's orcs created a metal band from Lord of the Rings. Like Sauron's orcs from Mordor created a metal band. That's literally all I could think of when I was listening to that song, because that's what it was
to the
like.
Heavy Metal Truckers.
Yes. Because that's what it like. He sounded like the vocals throughout kept sounding like a damn orcs cries. Like you hear,
I am so intrigued that there was a guest vocalist, because I've never heard Chuck do those kind of vocals.
I was wondering that too. It almost sounded like there was two vocalists in that song, actually, to be honest with you. Or at least whoever was doing it did two different styles. Or at least tones, I guess. And it was very interesting, and that's what made me love it. And even instrumentally, it sounded like something that would have been in like Mordor with the
apparently it was Chuck the entire time.
Interesting. Well, apparently I like it when he does this stuff, because it sounds like a damn orc. I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed that song because of that. Like it threw me back to Lord of the Rings days. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I'm the only one that felt that way, but
Of course you're
that's. Well, I've always been weird.
But this is me saying that, so.
Yeah, I say I'm weird all the time. So that's why I enjoyed that.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but funny story.
Oh, you're fine.
So, I was I'd gone to my in-laws for something, and my wife was chilling with her mother, and I'd gone out to do something, came back, or I can't remember how it worked out, but my father-in-law had one of his buddies over helping him out with something, and I just greeted them and then went inside. And apparently, his friend said, he seems a little, he kind of seems a little weird. And my father-in-law, like, the dude was being respectful. My father-in-law, he goes, he ain't weird, he's fucking weird is what he is. for those, like, my father-in-law, we're pretty chill, but he has no issues with me, but he will admit to my face that I'm fucking weird. But yeah.
Life's normal if you're not weird. Or life's boring if you're not weird.
I was about to say, you fucked up that one totally.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Good.
Life's normal if you're not weird. Well, no shit. Life's boring if you're not weird.
There we go.
There we go.
Jesus.
As
you were saying.
Anyway. So yeah, I loved that first song. It is honestly the only song I loved on here, but it's the only one I would probably go back and listen to on my own. Anyway, then 2 and 3, I already talked about them. Wasn't really a fan. Meant to Be was interesting. Because if I remember correctly, it was a little softer, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was their like almost soft ballad.
I was like, yeah. It was interesting. I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it either. It was just, it was right.
It was
like it.
He has that disdain for Chuck that just powered through into this piece.
Well, he wasn't all that bad at this song, to be honest with you, but
yeah.
It was ours. Definitely better than song 2 and 3. Then you get to High Noon, Witch Hunt. Didn't really care for either of those. It was kind of like 2 and 3 for me. They were there. They were okay. Just didn't really do much for me. Nature of the Beast was a little bit better. I felt like it at least had, the chorus or whatever, at least, had some, I don't want to say catchiness to it, but like, it was a little more memorable, I guess.
Yeah.
Room 117, I didn't care for at all. It's actually probably my least favorite song on here. Havana Syndrome, I'll be honest, I don't remember that song at all. So I don't, which tells me it wasn't memorable for me in any way.
I'm gonna break in for just a moment. After we do this, before we go on to our biggest metal in the country group, there's a single I want you to listen to from Testament. I'm very curious as to what your thoughts would be on it.
All right.
Anyways, go on.
But anywho, yep. And the last song, the title track for Bellum, it was kind of like Meant to Be or Nature of the Beast for me. Like it was decent. That one I didn't really mind that much. Again, didn't love it, but I didn't mind it. Like it was halfway decent. So in the whole scheme of the album,
you fucking hated it.
I didn't, but I didn't enjoy it either, with the exception of the first track.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really enjoyed that song. Like if the whole album been like the first song, shit, I probably would have been like, this album was damn near a 9, but they weren't. It wasn't. But I didn't hate the album. Like,
mm-hmm.
Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Chuck's vocals, and because of that, it's part of the reason why, along with them being thrash, I never really got into them.
Right.
From a musical standpoint, you pull Chuck out of it. For thrash, musically, I prefer them over somebody like Slayer. I will say that.
And there's reasons for that.
Yeah. But This album as a whole, I have zero doubt that most Testament fans will enjoy this song. Most thrash fans will enjoy this song. Enjoy this album. Most thrash fans will enjoy this album. Testament fans, whatever. For me, it was just okay. You know, which for me saying that about a thrash album is not a bad thing in any way, shape, or form.
No, it's actually kind of a testament to it. Would you say?
Yeah, there you go. And a lot of that,
I just thought of it.
and a lot of that is carried by the first song because I really like that song alone is like a 9, but so that definitely bumped the score up. You know, so I actually gave this album a 6.5. Which if you'd asked me going into it, I probably would have thought I would have been more like in the 5s. So it actually is a little bit higher than what I would have expected going in. And again, it's not a knock on the album. It's just it's not what I normally enjoy listening to typically.
Gotcha. For myself, I first discovered Testament. Oh, jeez, that's been a long time ago. I don't remember exactly when.
Mine probably would have been late 80s, early 90s when I first heard about them.
Oh, mine actually was later, way later. Like, I think we were...
It's probably early 90s for me, actually, the more I think about it. But yeah.
Well, more along the lines of I knew about them, but I never really listened into it until probably roughly like a decade ago, to be honest. I started late on it. But I was very intrigued by them, mainly because they definitely... They changed their sound about halfway through their discography, if I remember correctly, because whenever they first started, they were almost like a carbon copy of Metallica, but you definitely could tell it wasn't Metallica because, again, Chuck's voice is so unique in that way. But I really enjoyed their first, whenever they first came out, and then roughly around the time of... it would probably have to be about midway through their album cycle. They switched and went to almost a groove metal style, which definitely gave them their own personality because while they were good being thrash metal, they went into groove metal and incorporated thrash and groove and actually made something really interesting, and I loved it. And I got the last album, Titans of Creation. I was so on it. It wasn't bad by any means, but it was just kind of almost immemorable, or it was alright. And then this album came out, or a couple singles from them came out, Infanticide AI and Shadow People. Shadow People I absolutely loved, just because I think lyrically, for one thing, it really grabbed me because it was like finally something that isn't about the digital age in metal, and it's just talking about some lore, which I love because I've gotten so fucking sick of people just rehashing the same lyrical themes. And so now musically, Infanticide AI was, for me, fairly solid. But once this album came out, I was so excited, and then For the Love of Pain came on, and I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to? I had never heard Chuck do those kind of high-pitched vocals like that. It was just bizarre. And then, like, right before the chorus, they went into this sludge aspect, and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, it almost sounded experimental, and I'm like, I'm not sure that I care for this at all. And so I listened to this album like at least 3 times, and each time it's like that first track got worse and worse, and it was that sludge factor was just bothering me. And like, it's not that they were bad at it, it's just it was so uncharacteristic for them. And not that I want a group to keep putting out the same thing over and over again, but it's just like, it was just odd. Like, I expected to hear this from someone else, almost like Cattle Decapitation trying to make a thrash piece. It's just, I expect them to be able to do this, but for Testament, it was just...
Which is probably why I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's just odd. And then Infanticide AI came on, and I'm like, okay, we're in the world, back in the world of thrash. This is going solid. And I'm like, I was able to get over the lyrics a little bit because I mean, like, it's a metal group. What do you expect? They're gonna do the whole current events kind of thing at some point. Shadow People, still probably one of my favorite tracks on the album. Meant to Be was damn good. Like, I'm not someone that normally cares for like an instrument, like, well, soft ballad, but this one was good because it almost reminded me of stuff that Metallica used to do, and it was good. High Noon, oh, this is such a good piece. Like, it was fun. It was absolutely fun to me. It was just that nice groove, and it had similarities to me the same way that Gun Show from the old In This Moment did, and I greatly enjoyed it. Witch Hunt, Nature of the Beast, they were all that kind of thing, where it was like, it was fun. And Nature of the Beast apparently was one that really stood out to me, because anytime I heard that, I'm like, wow, this is fascinating. I don't remember what was fascinating about it, to be completely honest, but I kept looking, I'm like, oh, Nature of the Beast, okay then. Room 117 is alright. Not bad, but just, that's interesting. Havana Syndrome, it was pretty okay. Not bad, but I'm going to be able to give way better perspectives once I get my car fixed, honestly. Parabellum was a perfect ending, in my opinion, because it had a nice, solid groove, and then it ended as a finale closer. It was solid in that perspective. But in a lot of, like, towards the end of the album, or midway through the end of the album, with the exception of High Noon and Witch Hunt, a lot of this actually kind of reminded me of... it seemed like Testament almost went an old school metal kind of way, and they took kind of how they were influenced in the 80s, and they brought it back. And it wasn't as nu metal or groove metal as I thought it could have been, and they just... it was just kind of like 80s heavy metal, that kind of thing, and I was very impressed by it. Did not expect them to make that kind of turnaround. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. But yet, all that being said, I still enjoyed what they had to present, with the exception of the first track. Maybe when I get my car speakers fixed, I'll appreciate it more. I don't know, but it was... Same thing with Chaosium.
The opposite of me.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this one and Chaosium to be heard once I get my speakers fixed. I'm hoping they come out better because, yeah, I don't know. It didn't sit beautifully with me, but I did enjoy the album. Would I get it? I can't say for certain right now, but more than likely, probably not, although that could change. But as far as a rating, I mean, it was way better than okay. It was a good album. Was it outstanding? Not by any means, to be honest. But it was still good enough and kept my attention enough to, I think, be able to give it... I can't give it any higher than 7. But, again, I don't know if that's just because... the mediums I had to listen to at the time I had available to me to really hone in on it, but as it stands, I think I'd give it a 7. I was going to give it a 7.5 just because I was loving the thrash and groove metal, some of the more thrashy and old school metal aspects of it, but ultimately it still wasn't that good to me, so it honestly would have to either be a 6.5 or 7 to me. But that could change, so I don't know. Again, like, my audio setups have not been ideal, and the time I've had to listen to it has been rushed because I completely forgot to listen to these albums. Or I've had a lot go on in the past couple weeks, so it's been a struggle. But I may end up redoing my score or getting a better idea of this album once I'm able to actually have everything set up the way I needed to and actually have the time to really hone in on this. So yeah, like a 6.5 or a 7. I might not be able to give a detailed score, but I will say no higher than a 7 right now. But that being said, yeah, still not a bad album. But guys, I want to thank you for joining us for this. We hope you enjoyed what we had to say. Please put your own 2 cents to this as well. We welcome it. And if you have any opposition, fight us in the comments. Until next time, guys, whether it's literally, musically, or lyrically, keep rolling heavy.